Hey, what's going on YouTube? Joe here from MetaFish. Hey, I realized it's been a while since I did a fish room tour. I've been working down here quite a bit, staying quarantined from the coronavirus. And I don't know if I should joke about that or not, because one day I feel like it's going way overboard, and then another day I feel like we're not prepared for it based on the news. So I guess we'll all just wait and find out. So, yeah, I just want to show you guys what's new and what's going on here. So, we're here in the room that's not supposed to be a fish room. So I got some angelfish fry here. These are koi angelfish. And I just added some baby brine shrimp. I wish I had a macro lens to show you. But they're not quite free swimming yet. So those babies are in both of these breeder boxes, and it doesn't look like it on the camera, but I'm doing my best to keep everything clean for them, doing water changes. So these are all wigglers. There, one of them swimming. So I'm excited for these guys. These are the one thing I'm most excited about, I think, in the fish room right now. And these guys are all stuck together. I believe it's whatever string came out of the mom angelfish. So I've separated them a little bit. I try not to move them around too much. But yeah, they're cute little guys. Some of them are trying to scoot around, and what you see on the ground is the baby brine shrimp. So yeah, very soon I'm hoping they will all be swimming around and happily munching on the baby brine shrimp. So to prepare for these guys, what I did was yesterday I did a little project. I'm pretty proud of this. I built a new brine shrimp hatchery. So pretty simple. I just took two 2x4s and I screwed the one with lots of 2-inch wood screws to the back of this one, and then underneath I mounted it directly to the wall with 2 Tapcon screws, and then I just used silicone tubing, and I forget the drill bit, but if you're interested I can let you know. And then inserted the silicone tubing through the bottle caps, and these are just Pepsi 2-liter bottles, so shout out to Brian Seaman for hooking me up with these yesterday, along with some more metal air valves. So those are hooked into my PVC up there because I ran out, and the ones I ordered are delayed because of the coronavirus. So yeah, turned out really good. I just used a hole saw to cut the 2x4. It holds the plastic bottles really nicely, and then when I need to drain these, I'll just set up the brine shrimp net underneath, and I'll close off the air, which comes into this manifold. I only have 3 hooked up right now. I'll close that off, and then I will open up these 2, and this will drain directly after the eggs settle to the top and the brine shrimp settles to the bottom, right into the brine shrimp net. So it should work out really well. So I only have 1 going, and then I have my 2 tried and true trusty brine shrimp hatcheries. So I just wanted to make sure I had enough food for these guys and some of the other fish. I got a lot of babies in the fish room right now, so I love feeding the brine shrimp, and if there's anything I can do to improve their growth and health, I just wanted to do that. So that was my project yesterday. So over here, the Amica Splendens, I think there's 4 of them. They're still doing good. There's the big one back there. Really neat Goodyead. And I put a pleco in here to kind of take care of the algae. I'm not doing anything special with them yet. I got to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with them. I might just give them some cover in this tank and let them hopefully breed and produce some more young. And they're not full grown, full size yet. When they become full size, then I'll be able to see their true colors and what they look like. But kind of a neat fish. Nice little live bear. There's a lot of interesting things about these, and I am no expert. This is my first attempt at any Goodieds or however you pronounce it. And then, alright, so I guess I should probably get moving blue dolphins. A lot of this stuff's the same. This tank's doing real good. Haven't had any deaths. This is Interruptus and Pundamilla nairi, Tropheus green Moragos. Doing good. Still no breeding behavior. I recently switched them over to a different pellet. It's a pellet mixture that I got. Your Fish Stuff, Beantown Aquatics. There's a couple other ones in there. Some other krill pellets, I believe, from Ken's Fish. So they seem to be really perking up on the food. So they don't look too skinny. They seem to be doing well. So hopefully that will help and get them to start breeding. Over here, I noticed a couple babies actually. These are the wild caught, and I have the location written down, swordtails. And there's a couple really little ones in here which actually survived, which surprised me because I didn't know any of them were pregnant. But yeah, it's doing good. And then I haven't done my research on these ones yet. Just picked them up 3 months ago. Xenotaka leonisi, however you can read the name there. I believe that's another Goodied, but there's only 4 little ones there, so I'm just growing them. They're eating good, and looks like I need to clean their breeder box a little bit. Everybody else is doing good. I don't have the lights on down here, but these are Tropheus alangis, starting to put on some size to them. These are the adult alangis. The Kenyes, turns out there are a ton of males here. All the yellow ones are the males, and some of the blue ones are probably going to be females, but some could turn into males because they start blue and then turn yellow. But really pretty fish. They're doing great in here. Waiting for food right now. I have one empty 75 gallon that I need to figure out what I'm going to do with it. Sunshine bangas are starting to get big. So I hate rushing through these videos, but I did want to give an update. And I have a couple other videos that I'm working on. One is releasing salmon in the classroom here. I think that's going to be a really cool video, so stay tuned for that. And another one is a trip to the Georgia Aquarium. That was a family vacation, and I almost have the editing done on that video. So yeah, these guys are doing real good. Blue dolphins. So I probably took 40 of these out in the last couple weeks, and there's still a ton of them. So super healthy, super hungry all the time. They act like I don't feed them. Lots of babies, multicolor Victorias. Christmas Fulus are starting to put some size on, so they're doing real good. This was the only batch. I wish it would zoom in on them. This is the only batch of Christmas Fulus that I've gotten so far. Protomelis spilantaneus Tanzanias, I got still quite a few of those. I added some more to this tank down here. These ones are getting a little bit bigger. About 1.5 inches, 2 inches now. And oh, this is pretty cool. The Brichardi type, that's a Cygnus. I finally got some more babies of these ones. So I know a lot of people were looking for these, and I put them in a dirty breeder box because I wasn't expecting to get the fry. But these ones I'm super excited to have. I feed them brine shrimp twice a day, and they're looking good. They already look like a little miniature version of what they're supposed to look like. So I believe I ended up with 12 or 14 of them. So that was pretty exciting. And yellow dragon bloods. I have a couple pineapple swords here and Apaches down there, and I moved these guys. These are another swordtail that are doing really well. I believe they're also a wild-caught Mexican swordtail. I have all the information on them. I just haven't done much research on them. So I gotta do a quick clean on their tank. They seem to be pooping quite a bit. Black bar endlers are doing real good. They seem to be populating a little bit. And yeah, really neat fish. I'm thinking I need to start mixing some of these different endlers with some of my shrimp, because you'll see in the other room that I did that, and the shrimp are just doing amazing. The blue-tailed goodyead, these guys are still doing good in here. Kind of changed their tank up a little bit, give them some more cover. Gonna do cleaning on all these tanks here tonight probably. Geophagus braziliani doing real good in the 40-gallon. Down here I got the random tank of jumpers from the other tanks, and got some OBs, blue dragon bloods and regular orange dragon bloods. And these are the pineapple swords, which I've gotten a few babies from. Really nice sword tail. So really enjoying them. And down here are the Lake Victorian Macrocephala, Pundamilii macrocephala. And I'm looking for a male of these. Sorry about the glare. And then the white Labidochromis, the white labs. They really like to hide in that tank. And this is my 100-gallon live bear tank, which is mostly guppies. There's a few white clouds and a few platies in here, which surprised me because I didn't think any of the platies made it. Right here, if I can zoom in on them, if I can find one and then get them in the camera. Like right there, I'm pretty sure that is one of the parrot platies that I put in the pond last year. And I didn't pull any adults out, but there must have been some of the fry that survived. So that's pretty exciting. And just a lot of really pretty guppies. Valcinarian hornwort. And it took a lot of work, but I did remove all the duckweed from this tank because it was just choking out the light. And yeah, 100-gallon, really nice live bear tank. So I'm enjoying that. Not a whole lot new, but yeah, that gets us through one room. And I'm gonna go super quick. I got my Tropheus Chipimbis. They're just getting bigger. Absolutely no change here, except that they're super cool. So they're super smart too. They know that I have a camera and they don't know what's up with that. So here's some Interruptus fry. Here are some Venustus fry. And some ruby reds and hippo point salmon, which are pretty easy to tell apart. Those are the hippo point salmon, and these are the ruby reds. So probably need to move them here pretty soon. And I'm still waiting patiently for the VC10s to spawn, but they got their own 75-gallon now. So just trying to keep them healthy. I did a clean on this tank yesterday, just a 50% water change, trying to get one of the males to show some interest. So the blue dolphins doing good. Here's Big Daddy. Getting pretty old, but he still fights for his food and gets enough. And this is just my mixed hap peacock tank. Some of the bigger ones that cause some damage are in here. Kind of the Coliseum tank. So that dragon blood's probably 5.5, 6 inches. So is the zebra obliquidin. He's probably 5. And the Venustus is probably pushing 6. And the only thing that can really breed in here are these Dimidochromis strigatus. Here's the male. So I got some of those babies over here without making you motion sick. Just one of the breeder boxes here. These are all Dimidochromis strigatus. Hard to see. But yeah, different babies all the way around. Added some more driftwood and cholla wood to the pleco tank. Plecos are finally starting to put on some size. So right now, this is doing a water change, which is kind of cool. Yeah, and growing out some more plecos here. Need to get those green beans. Added them day and a half ago. And they're almost sizable enough to put in the main tank. Yellow blaze lithobates, hippo point salmon, fire Ugandas. Up here, this tank was a bit of a disaster, but I see they're kind of out now. There's still 3 Cyprichromis in here. I lost one And I believe I lost all the Julies. I pulled out all the bodies but one. So there might be one Julie in there. And somehow a guppy got in there too. You can see him in there. So I got a little work to do on this tank. It's pretty dirty. Just revamped this tank. And this is my Taiwan reef tank. So I'm really hoping to get some babies out of these Taiwan reefs pretty soon. My zebra obliquidans, no change there really. Geophagus redhead Tapajos are starting to put on some size. They are probably 1.5 inches now, my future breeding colony. And my ruby red tank, really no change there. And Protomela spilontaneous Tanzanias, still doing real good. Stripped a couple females recently. And there's the big male there. So my fish room's horrible for glare. I apologize. This tank, I kind of put some Apache peacocks. And they're in here with this big VC10. So he's kind of a gentle giant. This is the male who was brought back to me as being too aggressive. And he colored way down. And he just fell right in line in this tank. So he did not put up much of a fight against the VC10. And now he's not really doing much, so I'm hoping that he'll color back up and breed with all these females I put in here. But yeah, it's just a waiting game. That's what's nice about having so many tanks, is you can just play your odds, forget about a tank for a week, you know, and then come back and see what kind of changes there are. You don't have to watch it like a hawk. If you only have one tank, you get a little bit anxious. But yeah, this is just a mixed tank, mostly yellow blaze lithobates and blue dolphins and zebra obliquidan, and this whole rack of tanks. So I brought these guys back from work. These were doing our hydroponics system at work, and yeah, coronavirus, so I'm working from home now, and yeah, they're doing good. Snakeskin endlers up here. Apologize for all the glare. They're doing really good. There's quite a few of them in here. Looks like some babies. Ruby reds. These would be the Eastern Happies, doing really good. I actually stripped a couple of the little females that were in here. And those little teeny tiny females produced, I believe, 12 fry over here. So they're starting to put on some size for fry. They're eating good. So that's pretty cool. Really like the Eastern Happies. It's I think it's an underrated fish, in my opinion. There's really no good looking males in here, and if there are, he's probably hiding in the back of the tank, but kind of a neat fish. And this is what I was really excited about, are these purple, they were sold to me as IFCA guppies, so championship guppies. He's not showing very good color in his tail. I think the other male is better looking, but I put the female up here and she spawned. And I wanted to maximize the amount of fry I saved from her because I only had 2 males and 2 females. So I believe I got somewhere around 25 guppy fry in here. So I'm giving them brine shrimp twice a day. They're doing really good. I'm excited to see what they'll look like, if they're going to have really nice purple guppy colors, because this color pattern just kind of struck me. Really nice looking guppy. Wonder where the other one is. I'm gonna have to do a search for him. Sorry, you gotta look at my bald head here. Yellow guppies. I don't have the lights on these tanks. These are snakeskin endlers. I need to put some more of these up on eBay. Last time I did, they sold out super quick. So I know the camera doesn't really do them justice, but they're a really nice fish. And I have 2 tanks full of them. This tank's packed full of the snakeskin endlers as well. Blue Moscows. These are my blue-red metallic guppies. Let's see if I can zoom in on a couple. So that's kind of what I'm looking for there, is the blue laser and red laser through, and then red on the top and bottom of the split tail. So they're not breeding 100% true, but the ones that they're starting to get there. So, oh, look at this guy. I never noticed him before. He's unique. But this is my red muck guppy tank. Come on, slow down, guy. Isn't he cool? See, some of these fish you just you never even notice, and you don't have enough time to spend watching them. So there's some unique fish in here. Super healthy, really cool fish. And yeah, these are more of the blue-red metallics, so I'm trying to cull some of the males out of some of these tanks to get it down to the right genetics. So we'll see what happens. So I finally cleaned the glass off this tank. This is my red cherry shrimp tank, and these guys are just doing great ever since I put these Santa Maria Endlers in here. I really think that fish make the shrimp better. Now, I haven't experimented enough to know that, but if you have a few fish with small mouths, I think putting them in with your shrimp will only boost the shrimp population. I mean, it's hard for you to tell with this camera, but there are shrimp all over here. They're all over this sponge filter. They were all over the back. They're all over in the plants. And at one point, this colony was fading away. So, yeah, the fish are not doing any harm to them. These are blue rilly shrimp. Doing pretty good in here. I don't have any fish in with them. But I put some cholla wood and some Java moss in there. So yeah. And coming on over here, we have the Lalupis. Still no spawning that I've been able to notice. I just seen one peek his head out from under there. So that's a possible cave there. If I ever see any fry, I'm going to try to save them. I mean, it's possible that they got some fry in there, but really nice fish. They eat readily. They are a little nippy compared to other Tanganyikans, but I've enjoyed them. Still no breeding though. Blue dolphins. So many blue dolphins. So many. But yeah, I'm doing good. Ruby red, starting to get some more males coloring up in this tank. I've sold quite a few males out of here, and then every time I take a few out, a few more males will color up. So I don't see a real good one to zoom in on. This guy's alright. Come on, turn, guy. But he's starting to show his colors. Not really good, but I'll probably do a another deep clean on this tank. I mean, look at all, there's a lot of fish in this tank, so. And they may look small, but they're all 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches. Oh yeah, and then I put the Neochromis omniceruleus. You just seen that weird fish there. I think there's about 6 of them in here. And that, I believe, is a Lake Victorian. I gotta do a little more research on these ones. But they should not breed with the ruby reds. So they're mostly a blotch pattern. Kind of a cool fish. I forgot they were in here. So yeah, there's a couple more males over here. I mean, that's a definite ruby red male. So yeah. And then up here, I added some fish to the cutteries. I added these black acaras. They're a little bit on the smaller side, but they'll get 3-4 inches. So if I get out of this glare. So I'm excited to see what they'll turn into. So those are the black acaras. They seem to be settled in. They are now fighting for the food right with the cutteries. Cutteries are doing real good. I expect them to try to spawn here if I actually put some more caves and stuff in this tank. And really no change here. These are the flamebacks, Hippo Point salmon. I think I got 1 batch fried in the last 3 months from them. These are the Eastern Happies. The male's been a bit of on a rampage here. He's killed a couple. But again, these are like the blue collection point, where they have more blue in their body, red along their finnage. So I just think they're kind of underrated. Nice fish, but Yeah, he's definitely trying to breed right now, so you can see he's pretty nippy. So, but the good thing is if this tank gets too sparse, I can put some more fish in here because I have them, and that helps keep the aggression low if I can have enough fish to disperse the aggression. But yeah, he's killed a couple of them in here, probably 2 subdominant males. And this entire tank is just 3 fish. These are the multicolor Victorias, and that's a female in the corner there. So hoping they'll breed for me again. If I lose the male, I'm gonna be pretty sad. Yeah, and I got these guys from Bo in the UP, so shout out to Bo. Your angelfish are doing awesome, man. And they're checking out this slate, so maybe we'll get some babies out of them. But they're eating real good, both of them, and really nice, hardy, good-looking angelfish. So, and they're a little bit different than the kois I already have. They're mostly white body, and they got black and orange on the head, a little bit on the tail on that guy and this one, but more of a white variety, but they still look really nice. And then the eggs I got are from these 2 that I've been showing off for a while now. So super excited. That's why I want to, get the babies from them. I think this pair is really gorgeous. And turns out it is a male and a female, which I was doubting for a long time. So yeah, hopefully we get some fry. I'm gonna do everything I can to save the fry from these 2. Even if I can get 20, I'd be happy. So these ones are growing out pretty good. Been feeding them pretty heavy. These are the Yellow Blaze Litho baits. Venustus. I don't have too many in the 1.5, 2-inch size anymore. Sold most of them, but this is a good amount to grow out in the 20 long. Doing good. Just the general Dimidochromis Apache mix plus some blue dolphins mixed in. These are my Dragon Bloods plus my blue Dragon Bloods. Where's that male? Right there. So hopefully I'll be breeding this guy here pretty soon. He's about, I don't know, 3.5 inches. There's some nice Dragon Bloods in here though. Pretty good line for colors. So more blue dolphins. And so if anybody's wondering, my yellow Dragon Bloods, half of them turn out to be a yellowish Dragon Blood color, which is really a pretty yellow Dragon Blood, and the others turn out like this, just like a Sunshine Benga. So half of them have the peacock Benga look to them, but this is not a Sunshine Benga, and I will never sell it as one. It is definitely a hybrid. So, and so is every fish in this tank. They're all hybrids in this tank. So this would be my last Cygnus, which I thought I had sold all of them from the Brichardi complex. And this is a Julidochromis Halembi Black. And if I can sneak over here, they're in here with some Tretops or something. But Lake Tanganyikan fish, I hear they get pretty aggressive when they go into spawning mode, which these guys could at any day. They're like a, sorry, this is a bottom tank. This is a miniature Frontosa, basically. And in here, these guys are just starting to get a little bit of size to them. It's VC10s and another hap, which I forget the name. And I won't be able to even get them on camera. But I gave them lots of hiding spots. They come out, they eat all the food. And honestly, that's all I care about. I just want them to grow up. I think there's 6 VC10s. That's a VC10 there. And they're in there with some other larger haps. And these are more Geophagus redhead Tapajos. They've put on, I don't know, 1/2 inch since I put them in here. So that's cool. And these are black rose shrimp. I don't have a light on the tank. I need to get one. I need to figure that out. This tank I just cleaned up yesterday. It's not doing too good. There's probably only a handful of Bloody Mary shrimp left in here. So hopefully the water change will fix that. But yeah, nothing exciting. Bloody Mary shrimp. Alright, let's go across the other way. These are more of the blue-red metallic guppies, as are these. It takes this many tanks to kind of work on a species, to work on a line. These are my Bosemani rainbows from Lake Antinjo. And in the morning, the males are way more colored up than they are now. But, yeah, doing good. Hopefully, those will be the first rainbow fish I spawn. And shout out to Chris Grzanix. These are the deep water haps that he traded me for some Spilontaneous Tanzanias. So this would be the dominant male in the tank right now. So I'm excited for these ones to breed in here. And this is my backup colony of Hippo Point salmon. I raised these from fry. 2 males in there right now. Maybe 3. That's, yeah, 3. So I might have to pull a male. If anybody's looking for a male, let me know. Pretty cool fish. You don't find too many with that pink salmon color. Actually a really nice fish. So yeah, they're about 2.5, 3 inches. And I recently moved my Julidochromis marleri up here. So they're still settling in. They are eating though, which I was a little concerned about. And yeah, more blue dolphins. So many blue dolphins. These are my featherfin rainbows. They're starting to be full size. I expect if I put a spawning mop in here, they would breed. Come on, camera. But when they're flashing and spawning behavior, these males look really cool. Really nice fish. Camera's not doing them justice, but just hornwort, 2 filters. I like to keep 2 filters in any tank over 10 gallons, and that's all snail poop at the bottom, which all these tanks get an automatic water change. And these are my Praecox rainbows. Again, camera's not going to do them justice, but they're starting to look really nice. Some of those guys are getting to be 3/4 of an inch to an inch. They eat voraciously, doing real good in a colony like this. These would be the fire red Ugandas that I also raised. And the parents of those, make you guys dizzy, guys and gals, are over here. So here's Big Daddy who made all those, come on camera, fire red Ugandas. So I have a lot of those fry coming up if anybody's interested. Another really nice Lake Victorian fish. He gets more red than that, but it's more of a flame color all the way down his body. It starts red at the top and then kind of works to a green and yellow, or a orange and yellow. So unique. Oh, and then my yellow Calvis, I was a little worried about him. I did too big of a water change, and it was when my furnace went out and these guys were sitting at the bottom of the tank breathing really heavy. I thought for sure I was going to lose them, and I've been growing them for 1.5 years, and they're finally starting to get some size on them where I'm not as worried about them. But I was worried. I did too big of a water change, thought they were going to die. So I just backed off, increased my airflow, added a few more bubbles to the tank, and they bounced back. So now they're eating again. They're doing really good, looking for food. And yeah, that's my next mission, is to be able to breed these yellow Calvis. That would be really cool. So I want to breed everything possible. I want to at least have enough knowledge to guide other people on every species. So that is the goal. Yeah, you guys want more attention. What else? Oh yeah, fire Ugandas. Sorry about that. Zebra obliquidans and white-tipped ACI, white-tailed ACI. Camera's not going to do them justice. They're really nice fish, and they will get nicer. So yeah, I think that wraps it up. If there's anything else you guys want to see, let me know. Really appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I got some more videos coming out, so stay tuned and please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Nate.